Okay, what's up, folks? Look, I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you something good today, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to give you something very positive after watching this video. So if you stay tuned, great. Hopefully, I don't make this too much of a long video, but it looks like I'm coming in with quite a bit of exhilaration, excitement, mental clarity, and honestly, to have that after 2 days, especially yesterday, we're getting a little bit, let's be honest, a little bit high. And then days before that, getting drunk, had plenty of alcohol. I think I actually had alcohol 2 days in a row. So I had it on Saturday and Sunday. No, Sunday and Monday. My days are really screwed up because I've been tackling one set of meetings one day, maybe scheduling for a next. But now I recall it was definitely yesterday was a drink day, then Sunday was the other one. And Sunday I really splurged. Well, I've got a lot of great mental energy. Overall body looks like my whole body's thriving just from a few of the basic things that I'm going to introduce for you today on this video. And I'm surprised I'm even speaking like this like right now. This is just why I'm kind of shocking and keep mentioning it over and over. But let's get right into it. So I've always spoke about spirulina and chlorella. And right now I've been taking chlorella. Is it chlorella or chlorella? So maybe that my memory is not that sharpest because of that. But look, I shouldn't even be speaking well right now. Before I took these supplements, ate my protein with it, I was like, yeah, it's a dark day. Dumb day. Yay, day, dumb day. Okay, so I'm perfectly fine for stuff like that. Instead, now I'm like jumping off the freaking roof and inspired me to even freaking make a video today, which I didn't even anticipate to make one. Honestly, the the reaction video that I made on the subject of veganism and carnivore, guys, if you're missing out on some really great content because you're going to have two doctors go head to head, and I'm giving you some side rants about some of it. It's a well worth watch. I think everyone should watch that video, whether it's like watching me talk about it or not. People need to tune in and watch that content because so much of what they're trying to decide, people in general are trying to decide with their diets, can be summed up and resolved really fast or a lot better. You get more informed consent, I would say. So anyways, what I was going off of, spirulina, chlorella, and the other one is going to be Gingko Biloba. And the reason I came about Gingko Biloba was through Daniel Amen. If anybody knows Dr. Daniel Amen, he's the guy that he's like the brain specialist. And honestly, I've taken Ginkgo in the past. Always what would usually happen is I would suffer from nosebleeds. So it just never really gelled well with me. And in general, when I moved into this house, warm air consistently would produce, I would always have bloody noses. It sucked. Well, I definitely wanted to avoid that if I'm taking something like Gingko Biloba because that was like a common thing, at least even when I was way younger. I was like 15 years younger, and I was doing gym type related activities. I would still take some of that. Maybe it would be in some of my vitamins, and I would start to produce bloody noses. I'd be trying to figure out where the hell is this coming from. I always noticed that whenever I exempted that from my regimen, boom, I was always fine. But let's fast forward. I have resolved a lot of my bloody nose situations. Actually, it would be better that if I had actual blood flow is the problem maybe now. So I've gotten older. I've reduced some of those issues. I don't take certain vitamins, I guess, that way. But I think it's more off of having to do with just in general changing my diet and, the way I eat foods. Oh, someone has chimed in. And this is someone I don't care really. I don't know who that is. Anyways. So I started taking this again because Daniel Amen was talking about, I think it was the frontal cortex in the brain that gets damaged. You have to watch his stuff. It just came out off of Diary of a CEO. So it's not that long ago. He's been around forever, giving tons of documentaries. I just see him, or not documentaries, but little podcast interviews. But I've watched him on so many interviews over time, and I've, sometimes, like at the beginning, I was like, he's really great, maybe the Holy Grail. Till I've reduced a lot of that to go, he's got some of the stuff I think correct. Some of this I kind of disagree with him. But again, he's the doctor, right? He's been doing this for a long time. He sees tons of patients. Even the high athlete, high expert professionals, they all go to him to get a brain scan to figure out what the hell they're going through. A lot of people have ADD, ADHD, and he explained kind of the differences between those two. Guys, listen to me. I don't really speak that well, but I know he was talking about the prefrontal cortex and this decision-making center where you're going to be able to be more focused on the content that you're working on versus kind of get scatterbrained because you don't have any passion to do it. I get burned out on a lot of different things because I just lose the passion on it. So he noticed that there was this like hiccup with the people that had this ADHD, that they just can't just get on the task and kind of carry through with it. It's like they won't do it at all. And the interesting thing was that the Diary of CEO, I'm not sure what his name is on there. I think it's Joshua or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on saying that. But he did comment on how whenever there's a particular activity, like he quit college. He went like one day, I think 1 or 2 days to college, and then he turned around and just packed it up and said, I'm done with this experience. So he's kind of like the epitome of somebody that he just can't tough it through to make it through it. And just say, oh, I'm going to be a good sport and take on this whole task. Nah, he had to back out and get out of there. So he's kind of like, I'm of the same mind in some ways. Then Dr. Amen asked him different questions to verify like what he did in his past. Maybe he got involved with some soccer play or sports. He has soccer in his history. He's done a lot of head hitting with the ball. I'm in basketball. We're going to get hit in the head a few times, whether it's like a clash of skulls with another player, or if the basketball just hits you off the head. So God knows I've probably got some brain injury there. Not to mention, I played with freaking, keyboard duster when I was younger. So there's some damage that's occurred, I'm quite sure. Now, what he did say was, this is because people have this ADHD or ADD symptoms, does not necessarily confer bad outcomes. It just confers a differentiality in how the person engages with their experience. And what he means by that is, they're more attuned to artful based behavior and actions versus more task related, getting the job done, so on and so forth. So in one degree, you want to find like the sweet spot to this mental activity in the prefrontal cortex, so that you have the decisional or executive center working for you versus the art form working for you. You don't want one slated too far more in one direction or the other. A lot of times the parents may have one of these symptoms. I'm pretty sure that my dad had ADD symptoms. But again, it's hard for me to say. He was very artistic, extremely. All he got wrapped up and involved in was doing artful type activities. If it was him just working on doing some sculpting, some art form, I can resonate with that. If it was him just doing landscaping work, he would totally throw himself into those experiences and live in that, versus having to do something he didn't necessarily want to do. He could probably come up with things, and me and him are very similar in this, where we can see the design of something, exploit the shit out of it, and take no action in trying to do anything with it. And you're like, well, what the hell happened there? Maybe it was because we just didn't have the brain's function or capabilities or whatever you want to call it to actually carry forth the action, the motivation to do it. All I can tell you is I'm making this video, and I was going to probably just let it pass today. I didn't care. I put together a freaking interview reaction video yesterday, so I'm just like, I've already done a good chunk of work. People need to watch that. But instead, I was like, I'm feeling kind of excited just to kind of comment on this. And so I'll say it again. If you get to the end, if you just scooted along and didn't hear all my blah, 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 you can at least hear this part. Again, I'm going to staple it on spirulina, chlorella, and Gingko Biloba. Those three for sure. I'll go ahead and give you some ancillary parts to it. You can use vitamin B1. I really advocate for that because it's going to activate your vagus nerve a little bit more and keep that kind of mind, stomach, or gut connection going well. I really advocate for it. It also helps the other B vitamins do the job that they need to do. Again, my mind is never really all this sharp. I don't take any vitamins. I haven't taken a vitamin now for, I think, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, ever since I started taking the spirulina and chlorella. The reason why is because now I can kind of dial in. It's like I'm eating a plate of vegetables while I'm having my meals, and they're just in these little tab forms. I mean, it's the best. The other thing is I would encourage is Mucuna purines. The funny thing is that I usually take that and have kind of similar brain acuity and being able to talk right now, but I didn't take it today. I put it to the side. The only thing I took today was that B1. I did that one. And I'm trying to think, maybe like a probiotic. I took care of my probiotics, but that's not the reasons for my brain working as great as it is. I'm just hoping that you could take the advice, use whatever you need to supplement with to increase your brain flow so that you can also carry on and have the same actions and motivation that I'm having right now. So anyways, stopping with that. It was a lot of content in just a short period of time. I normally go way over this, probably double my amount of time to be about 20 minutes. And I'm stopping right now at 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 minutes.